Alright, hey folks, sorry there's a bit of a gap between the video and the audio starting. Welcome back to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. I'm your tour guide to Greenville Obscure. Hopefully the recording's working this time. I did try last time and I did have the settings all wrong. So yeah, I was actually just considering not uploading this one and doing it as a test run, making sure I have the settings right again, but no, don't worry. I have been on delay for a while because I've been out with a cold. I didn't want to record a Let's Play and have me coughing and spluttering with you and passing the cold on to you, so I was considerate and decided to wait a while. So last time we helped Lily out at the milk barn once again and got a silver card, all for a hard day's work. Now we're back at the hotel. I can't remember what the hotel is called, Deer Hunter's Lodge or some nonsense like that. And like I said last time, there's a couple of side quests that I want to do, especially to get them out of the way, because as the game progresses, some side quests get knocked off and unable to be completed due to certain events unraveling throughout the game, as you would expect them again. However, so yeah, I do want to get those side quests out of the way, and a couple of them are very useful in terms of what the rewards are. And we're up at very early in the morning. I think it's only like 5:30, so we'll have a cup of coffee. Do not act without thinking first. Lucky number 3.
So, my lucky number is 3 today. The first case I worked after joining the FBI had 3 victims.
Well, I don't know if it's an exactly lucky scenario, but thanks for that, York. Like I said, it should be around 5:30 in the morning because we got back relatively early last night to the hotel and went to sleep relatively early. Thus, we woke up relatively early. However, the 2 side quests that I want to do both require it to rain during the day. So if we check this, it does say rain in the morning and afternoon. We should be careful we go outside. Rather, should I say, requires it to rain during the night. We are going to do another cooking mission, and what I tried to do with George last time, he kind of turned us away at the door. From what I recall, he won't do it this time, even though yet again, like he turned us away at the door for not meeting him at the hospital, I think it was. This time we won't be meeting him at the forest park, especially since it's raining. I mean, he'll be standing out in the rain. But I believe I've done this before and he doesn't turn us away this time. But I was also saying, it's 5:30 in the morning and something strange happens between the hours, I think, of midnight and 6 in the morning in Greenville. And it's this. Sugar donuts rain from the sky. No. We'll see in a second. Airy music. I like the sound of that. So as you see, the world is none too pleasant. Actually, I want to change my weapon there, just in case. As you see, there's some shadows around. Better get inside before it's too late. So between the hours of 12 and 6 in the morning, shadows tend to roam the landscape and cause a bit more trouble for York. And also there's a giant dog that runs around as well, which is actually very powerful. You can kill it, but it's best not to stay out late at night if you can avoid it. So since we can't really go out now, and since even if we do go out there will be nothing open, I figure we should relax and enjoy a cigarette for a couple of hours. Perhaps a bit more than that. I figure we'll stand in the hotel lobby smoking till about 9 in the morning. He's really enjoying that cigarette. Our hunger meter is very low. However, I better go and get something to eat. As soon as that, yes, we better check the weather once again because you never know. Yep, still raining. If you go to sleep, the weather does have a chance of changing. Well, if you go to sleep, every time you go to sleep, the weather changes or randomly assigns a weather pattern, should I say. So, if you go to sleep, it may well stay the same, but it's randomly generated. So, kind of even though it's a weather report for the day, if you go to sleep in the day, for whatever reason, it almost counts it as a new day. We could eat something now. Well, we could be eating some crackers or something like that. I'll take this cow. Could be eating some crackers or something like that. However, as you see in the bottom left corner, the police station's offering dinner again. So why don't we go get some? I just want to turn down the volume a bit. Well, that was odd. I think the cats are outside fighting. Either there's a murder outside. Might be the raincoat killer. So I figure we'll go to... If we make it around this corner, go to the police station and get lunch. That way we do manage to fill up our hunger meter. And as I pointed out before, regardless of the time you go there, it finishes at 1 o'clock, so it does fast forward time, seeing as those two side quests aren't available till about 6:30 at night. And when it's raining, another thing I should point out is pretty much nothing is open in terms of at least the Milk Barn, the Sperry 65, and the A&G Diner. I'm not sure if the Galaxy of Terror would be open. Obviously it's closed at this point till soon development later on in the game. However, at this point it is closed, so regardless of the rain or not, we don't have anywhere to go, and plus it doesn't actually open till night anyway. So we wouldn't have the opportunity to visit it, even if we had the opportunity to visit it. So I took a bit of a roundabout route getting there, but here we are at the police station.
Zach, is there something here that you want to check out? Well, just do as you please. We can head to the forest later.
Oh, the forest doesn't... Well, we're not meant to be there till at least 10, so... Even if we did want to go there, it's a long time before we need to be there. Now let's see if we can find Thomas. There he is at his desk.
Hello.
He's in York, you can make lunch if you like. Not right now, let's see what else you have to say. Let me know if you want to change your mind. Oh yeah, you're going to the crime scene today, right? It's in the middle of the forest park. It'll be very cold out there in the rain. Thanks for the observation, Thomas.
Hello.
Very thought-provoking and deep. Ready for you in a jiffy.
This turkey sandwich is amazing. So juicy, and the bread isn't oily at all. Incredible. Amazing how it isn't soggy. I know it's a small detail, but it's really important for a turkey sandwich. Thomas, what is your secret?
Well, all I do is mix a little mayonnaise in with the butter before I spread it on the bread. That's all.
So mayonnaise is your secret? I should be taking notes.
Yes, otherwise you might mix in custard cream.
Hey! Cut that out, George.
George seemed to enjoy that rib there.
Mayonnaise reminds me of a story, actually. Texas, a branch of a well-known fast food chain. A female customer requests some extra mayonnaise for her burger. A drone behind the counter tells her. poor guy
You must be kidding.
mayonnaise made her pull the trigger.
Agent York, that's quite a leap from a conversation about sandwiches.
Well, there's
Wow.
a moral to the story. Too much mayonnaise can get you killed. Gotta remember that.
It's a very good moral. Remember that, guys? Next time you're having mayonnaise, don't have too much of it. And our hunger meter is once again back to the top. So we didn't need to eat any crackers or scoff any pickles or lollipops or whatever. Now it is only 1 o'clock, and we do still have a few things we need to do before, still a lot of time to kill, should I say, rather, before we can actually complete any of this quest. Especially since it does actually say it finishes at 1800, so that may actually result in George and Emily getting back later, since it is a very long travel to the forest park. So it could actually take them quite some time to get back to their respective homes. So for all I know, actually, we may not be able to do them. From what I recall, you can. However, maybe not. It does say it finishes at 1800, and well, like I said, it's long travel between the two points. So we'll do something in between, or at least something for this video, at the odd risk that we cannot actually do those side quests. I did point out last time, I think it was last time at least, no, it might have been before, no, whenever it was, that when you complete a dark area or a shadow area or an area that's infested by those red vines and the shadows, you can repeat them later on for some bonuses, much like we saw outside the hospital. There was a purple arrow icon. Every area that is of that nature you can repeat, and every time you repeat it, well, not every time, each repeat is actually more difficult than the original version. So I'd like to go back to the very first one, because when we did the first place, we didn't have the wrench we got from Quint. But on top of that, there's also a fishing spot here. So I'd like to do some fishing to relax before we go to face those shadows once again. This fishing spot's actually a lot harder than the other ones we faced so far. I don't believe that the fishing spots actually get progressively harder in terms of, as many as you do, it gets harder. I think the spots are just, some spots are harder, some spots are easy. So you can kind of fall into a difficult one like this reasonably quickly. As you'll see soon, not this time, since maybe, but a nibble. Yes, as you see, it is a lot harder than usual, because we can't really see what's ahead of us too well. We got either a health kit or food this time. We got a lollipop. Great. It's not what I wanted though. The space between where you push the button and where you land, I believe, is somewhat random as well. It's usually between 3 and 4 spots, so you kind of have to hope you get lucky. And we did. We got another card. And we caught Isaiah Ingram. Now we've got both the twins' cards. So I think it's enough fishing for the day. We caught a lollipop and a card. I can't say it's a bad haul. Oops, wrong way. There is some Agent Honor down here, so we'll pick that up as well. And back up to the car in order to continue down this road to... You can see it when you climb up here. if we look that way, you could at least see it before. Maybe not here. From down the shoreline you could definitely see it. There was a purple arrow indicating that we could go that way and we could discover something exciting. However, we'll have to keep driving for now. If you recall, it was the area where we very first started the game pretty much. And this is where we came out before we had to walk the rest of the way to Greenvale. Or at least to that bridge that we just passed over. Out we get. And we should see, yep, there it is. Again, we'll ask us. I don't think there's any more useful clues left there, but maybe we'll give it a try just for the thrill, but I'll try this again. While there are obviously no clues, nothing changes. Maybe there are some changes, but we'll get into them as we come across them. There's no, you're not going to learn anything more, or there's going to be no more major developments. What's this? Steel pipe, we don't need that since we have the wrench. And we don't need to access our storage case. As you said, we do have some changes already. We've seen a shadow much earlier on than we normally would. Normally we wouldn't actually come across a shadow until later on. As you see, these ones are armed as well. I think while we did come across some armed shadows during this section of the game, we didn't encounter them until much later on. In fact, we didn't even encounter any shadows until much later on. So the difficulty increase is visible very quickly. However, since this is 100% walkthrough, we do need to recomplete these parts of the game. While we do get some extra agent honor here as well. And we come across one with a gun. It's very big increase in the difficulty. You don't need a shotgun shell, so why not actually? Why not? You see one creeping up on us, but we'll run. And that was where the dog was killed last time as well. He's not there because, as I'll point out quite soon, this section is different in a few regards. Aside from the obvious massive increase in shadows. We'll definitely take the first aid kit, they're worth having. Here, drop nothing. Take a hand pickle as well, because why not? Now this is the area where we would look at this, would do something, and then a shadow would appear behind us. I believe that's the area. And we flick on the power. Obviously we don't have to do that this time. Or at least there's nothing here or no scene where we encounter the first shadow. And when you repeat these areas, the quest type parts of the game are no longer there, including interactions with the Raincoat Killer. We don't need another lollipop. At least I don't believe so. I don't believe any of them repeat the Raincoat Killer scenes. Again, I could be wrong, so I've been wrong a number of times. But this replay for at least doesn't require another encounter with them, which is a plus. It means we don't have to go for another QTE to save our own lives. Nothing in there. There's something I'm actually unsure about. Come on. I just smashed the box earlier. I'm not entirely sure if the boxes are random. What's inside them is randomly allocated, so if you smash a box it'll be different, or if they're actually the same as every time you smash it. I have the feeling they're random, so you have no prior knowledge to what's going to be in that box, really. Another shadow down. I think I just almost blew us up. I had to kick it off of me. Yeah, at risk of becoming a stinky agent if we keep getting hit like that. And that's not a proud trait to have. I know some people play people play games through a certain way, adding a certain extra challenge to it. And one of them I've read is Homeless York, in that you're not allowed to change your clothes, you're not allowed to shave, the only food you're allowed to eat is what you find, and the only place you're allowed to sleep are outside or only back at the hotel when required as part of the game, which I don't think we've actually had so far, bar the very first time. But throughout the game you will need to sleep in the hotel again in order to progress. There's some people who added a stipulation, like I was saying, where you are only allowed to sleep in the outside locations, which are a few of them, quite a large number of them actually, as well as only able to eat outside, which isn't too bad, because there are some locations which do supply an infinite number. Now this is where we would normally get the axe and fuse box or whatever it was, but now we get a card. We've got Shadow. That's why we need to repeat this again in order to get 100% completion. Each time we do these, we'll unlock at the very least one card. And whenever you do these as well, there'll be a number of exits in case you get too overwhelmed, so we can actually walk into that and leave this challenge. However, we won't be doing that because we haven't reached the end of it yet. And while there are actually no more cards and no more, there's nothing else in terms of us getting 100% completion, I figured I might as well take you throughout the whole experience, you know, rather not cut it short for the sake of my not dying. If we had counted here, we'd be strangled again. We probably will end up with a stinky agent bonus, but it's alright. I can live with that. It's just a matter of whether Emily will be able to when we go to have dinner with her. Now this is the area, as you might recall, where the shadows will just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So there's not much point in really spending too much time there, especially since most of them are armed, if not all of them, and some of them do in fact actually have guns as well. This is also the area that we'll be encountering the raincoat killer for the first time. As I said, he's not here. And here's where the level ends, with a lot of agent honor. So it did have a bit of a worthwhile use of going all the way through. At least I think so. And we're back out. Back into the real world. Boring old Greenbelt. I'm wondering if with the homeless run through, when you're allowed to fish, because I don't think you're allowed to buy anything in stores, so it may well include the rod. So probably not, but I don't know. I haven't actually seen whether that's requirement, because, I mean, not being able to buy absolutely anything in stores does actually add a tinge of difficulty to it. The not being able to eat. I think you might be allowed to eat at the police station, since you're not actually paying for it. Kind of point is you're not meant to pay for anything. But in terms of since side quests, obviously you have to buy stuff, as you notice with the Emily one, and of course with the fishing one, there's also a fishing side quest that we'll encounter later on. But we're picking up the cards. With the homeless run through, it doesn't seem you'd be able to complete a lot of side quests, which is unfortunate if you actually wanted to do that. But yeah. I think with the homeless run through, there's a stipulation about the car as well, but I can't remember what it is. Speaking of a car, we aren't terribly low on fuel. I think we might take a stop in the Heaven Hell gas station, because that's one of the places that does remain open during the rain. Obviously the police station does, as we were just there. The A&G Diner doesn't, however, like I said, and the Milk Barn doesn't, along with the Sweary 65, which is why, if you notice when we were in there many videos ago, Emily was in there. However, she does cook at home on rainy days because she can't have dinner at the Sweary 65, so that's why that quest option does open up to us. Yeah, but in it, she managed to kill 20 minutes of time in that driving and battling monsters, so we do have a long time to go before we are able to interact with Emily and George again. And we are getting actually a bit low on gas, but I do like to keep it above halfway, just in case, just for peace of mind. But also, there is a side quest here. There's two side quests here, where each Gina and Bull offer them. As you might notice, Bull's is to do the gossip, or to do the bribe them for information. But Gina's is slightly different. I don't believe I mentioned it before, but here she comes. Well, let me know if you want me to pump it. Yep. Yeah, we'll get you to pump some gas into it, Gina. But we also get you to wash the car as well. And it is a bit scratched up.
This makes it your 6th time. To thank you for being one of our best customers. Today, you get the special service.
Ah, great. There you go. Special service. Well, let's see what it means. Rosy Lips Gina. Actually, I thought she was called Gina the Rose, but okay. Gina at Heaven Hell Gas will perform a special service if you use the car wash a certain number of times. I guess 6 for 666 in terms of hell. Even though I thought she was meant to be the heaven side of it. If you use the car wash a certain number of times, why not check it out? I'm going to get your hopes up there. Well, got to see why.
Here we go. Bubbles. Washing cars is fun. Shiny. Looks pretty. Up there.
Yeah, no comment.
Ooh, that was fun. Come again. I'll give you the special service every time from now on.
Lucky us.
Zach, that was some aggressive car washing. She's crazy. Like a cat in heat. You may have liked it, but I never want to go through that again.
I think, York said more than I ever could. You also get a lollipop for complaining as well. Great. Bye, Gina. So I think I'll leave it off there. We completed 2 side quests, and it's quite a bit. So thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.